We have had many discussions over the course of this season about the Browns' offensive line woes, especially the left side of the offensive line. And over the weekend, there were reports out there that started from Ian Rappaport, then Diana Rossini chimed in, and then Scotty Gange of our sister station in Denver mentioned the fact that the Browns at least made a phone call to Denver about their left tackle, Garett Bolles. If you guys don't know, Bolles has been with the team for 7 years. He was a second-team All-Pro in 2020. Has not been playing to that level thus far this season, but is certainly a guy who is experienced at the position on the left side of the line. Let's start with Bolles, and then we'll look big picture here. But is Garett Bolles a guy you guys would be willing to throw some serious assets to Denver if need be?
What do you
to
mean
bring
by
him in?
Serious assets?
A third-round pick?
Well, considering what we've gotten out of our
no-brainer.
third-round picks, if we could get Garett Bolles for a third-round pick, I couldn't make that call fast enough.
Yeah.
A second?
But I don't know that a third. I don't know about a second. That's
I'd give up a
different
second.
ball.
To solve the left tackle problem?
But here's the problem.
Yeah.
If you do that, you don't pick until the hundreds. Because we don't have a first-round pick either.
I have to get a left tackle.
I know, but, man, we've mortgaged the farm already.
I know, but
Here's my question.
I'm all in. I'm all in on
Is
this
this trade going to change the Browns' lives?
I think it could. I think it's the most impactful move they can make.
Jay?
I would trade a
Would you
second
be
round
willing
pick
to
for him.
not pick until the hundreds or the 90s at least?
I think you need to wait another couple weeks and see how the rest of the market develops, see how the rest of the trade market develops. I don't know that he's the best that's out there.
Yeah, it's early.
Well, Trent Brown, I think, is the best that's out there.
So I think you need at this, like I said, you had till the bye week to fix the running back thing because of what was out there. Well, that's not out there anymore. So that changes that conversation entirely. I think it's a little bit premature to have the trade discussion, and I think you got to wait a little bit longer and see what teams decide. You would hate to make. I mean, Garett Bolles is okay, but I would hate to make a move for someone like that now and have someone better emerge 3 weeks from now. And I understand you could lose the entire season in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah. Right.
But I think
It's a little bit
But
of
there's
game
not
of chicken.
many guys that are better, Jason. I mean, Trent Brown is the guy. See, I would be targeting Trent Brown to the Patriots.
It looks like the Patriots are
They're
in the
finished.
Caleb Williams sweep.
They're finished, and he's a free agent at the end of the year. So I said a second-round pick last week. Chris Rose thought it was insane. But whatever. Then you give up a third-round pick for him. They might be looking to just get rid of him because they're terrible. But he's a great player. I think he's top 5 in PFF. He's been a great player. He's right now through 5 weeks. He's the second-ranked tackle on Pro Football Focus. Garett Bolles is tied for 16th.
So you're basically renting him for 13 games.
Right.
A second seems high because if you hit on a second-round pick, that's a guy you could have for 12 years.
If they
not
don't
12
make,
games.
if they don't make
How many
the play-
second-round picks have the Browns had for 12 years?
If they
Well,
don't,
listen, that's a bigger discussion.
Yes.
if they don't make the playoffs, they won't be here to pick any people.
That's right.
So
You're all in.
Yeah, so I've been. What you mean?
Yeah, you're all in.
They're not gonna sniff them picks if they. That's delusional thoughts. If they want to save them for the next regime to come on here, I'm just telling you. I went back. And my father was here, after we got back, we went to Canada and hung out. And we came back and we was watching the game. And after we got done watching, I said, let me show you something. So I went over and got some cut-ups out, all 22. Because my dad, he like, man, we going to make a deal. Maybe we could just wait. So I said, no. Here's what we're going to do. Let me just put you the greatest hits on. So I put him the greatest Jedrick Wills hits on. And by the end of it, he was visibly upset. It seemed like he didn't take his high blood pressure medication. He said, I didn't know it was this bad. I didn't know. I said, oh, no. See, sometimes you got to really look at it and then digest it. And he said, I don't know how they're even getting the football off or running the football. I said, well, look, it only gets worse from here. The book is out. The book is out on what you do good and what you don't do well. His confidence is at an all-time low right now.
And now he gets Joey Bosa.
And now you coming in with Bosa. And now it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. So my process is I look at it and say, the Cleveland Browns, if they continue to try the lineup they have out there, they won't make the playoffs, and it'll be easy because they can't throw the ball, they can't run the ball. I mean, he's getting beat on run plays.
To me, again, why would I wait? Like, I guess Bolles, this may be some guy, but I would go Trent Brown. There's nobody better. The guys that are better are all on good teams, so they're not getting traded.
But the only problem with that, Bull, is there's probably 20 other teams that are calling the Patriots with their offer, and those teams
But
probably
how many
have
teams
ones.
need a left tackle? I don't know if there's that many teams
I
need
don't
a
know.
left tackle.
I don't know the number of that, but I do know this.
Yeah.
When you need a left tackle, you need a left tackle. It's like a flat tire. You can't just keep going.
But the Browns are in that situation.
Oh,
They are.
Jedrick-
But I don't know how many other teams, to answer your question to mine, I don't know how many other teams need left tackle. Let's just say there's 6 in the market. The thinking is they're all going to have more assets than we do. And I know that we don't have a first, but because you have a second, that's your pick.
Yeah, I hear you. I just think in the end, I'm going to get. I have to get a left tackle. I think it's an emergency situation right now. Jedrick Wills is a disaster, and he is screwing up the entire offense. Troy Brown is ranked 5th in the NFL PFF against the pass, and 4th in the run. I mean, he's top 5 in both.
And you
Trent
got
Brown.
Trent Brown, sorry.
And
what did I say?
here's
Troy
the
Brown?
thing.
Troy
Yeah.
played wide receiver,
Yeah,
defensive back. Now
he's
line.
cold. He puts the weight on.
Hey,
But-
G, real quick. Upside of also trading for Trent Brown, you would have the 2 biggest tackles in the NFL on the same line.
That's
Because Trent
facts.
Brown's listed at 6'8", 370. DeJuan Jones is 6'8", 375.
I'm all for it.
Just talk about. G, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I guarantee you, if Trent, like Joel Bitonio for him is having a subpar year. I guarantee you, if you got Trent Brown to play left tackle, Bitonio's not. I would go right back to being as good as he was because he's no longer worried about the left tackle.
And
Makes 2 positions better.
You're right. No, I agree with
Really
Really
that.
3 because we're going to make the running backs better.
And to Bull's point, we just talked about Deshaun Watson ain't even practicing. You think he can't get re-injured?
Well, here's the thing. To your point, to wait. If he's not practicing and he misses significant time, this is all a wasted conversation anyhow.
Well,
Yeah.
Because you don't want to give up a second-round draft pick, which is your first. You don't want to give up that pick if your quarterback's going to miss the next 3 or 4 games.
That's true, but as G made the point, Andrew Berry's job is on the line.
Oh, I think
If the
everybody's
Browns-
in a sling here.
If the Browns finish under 500, everybody's gone.
Well, except
Deservedly so. Except
J-Dub.
Oh yeah, he in the building.
Yeah.
He in the building. He got
He's
a
the
raise.
son-in-law.
He's got those wedding paper. He's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going
yeah.
anywhere.
We're not going nowhere. That's the and my thing is, if you wait a week
Yeah.
or 2 weeks, you can risk re-injury. I mean, like these are watch out, look out blocks. Hey, look over there. Oh,
But also, the flip side of that, though, is it takes 2, and a lot of the teams with the assets want to wait.
well, that may be so.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's just a little bit.
There's no rush.
It's just
you don't
a
have to
little
do
bit
this
early.
trade tomorrow.
It's a little bit early.
And the thing is, if
it's-
Watson's injury lingers, there's your answer. You're not giving up a second. If you're 2-5 and
Yeah.
Watson misses the next 3, what's the point?
Well, yeah, that is a different
then
story.
you hold
But-
your second pick
But
and you tank.
Mike said there was a reporter in Denver that was reporting that the Browns called the Broncos already.
Right.
So if that's true, now we don't know for sure that's true, but if it's true that the Browns called the Broncos, well, they're already getting aggressive.
Well,
Clearly.
yeah, but this is, Jay, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the month that all these calls are being made. The next couple of weeks, if you've got a feeler or you hear that a guy's on the market, you're at least throwing your hat in the ring with a preliminary phone call. That doesn't mean that there was an offer of assets. What it means is,
means
hey,
they're interested.
You're
we're
introducing
looking
yourselves.
and you're selling, and we want to be involved in the conversation. So don't do a deal without giving
Sure.
us
Yeah.
a chance to match
Sure.
whatever the offer is.
You're introducing yourself and laying the groundwork.
That's exactly what you're doing. And
when it
hopefully
comes
that is
around
going
later.
on right now with the Patriots, who, by the way, I can't explain.
Well, they have no talent.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They're awful. But 34-0, these are the 2 worst defeats in Bill Belichick's NFL coaching career in back-to-back weeks.
not being able to draft has come back to roost.
Yeah, he has been a terrible GM for a number of years now.
If you keep whiffing in the draft and you ain't got no talent,
And he keeps pulling Mac Jones, and then after the game saying he's still my number 1.
He's
Ain't got-
awful.
Well,
He
it
ain't
wasn't
got-
your number 1 when you were down 34-0.
ain't got nothing out
Look
there.
at Sean Payton without Drew Brees, and look at Bill Belichick without Tom Brady.
It's all about
Yeah,
the
I don't
quarterback.
think they're the same.
Well, they're both these great, legendary, brilliant mind coaches, and I still think Bill's a terrific coach.
That's what I'm saying.
Terrific
Bill
coach.
has genius
He's
credentials.
Still,
They
he's still
need
in a class
recheck,
of his own.
but he has them.
Yeah.
Sean Payton was smoking mirrors.
He's a fraud.
Drew Brees did it all.
Hey, I've said it for years. I'll always take the great quarterback over the great coach
Sure.
anytime.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the little exchange yesterday between Drew and Sean between
Stay humble.
Sean and Russ after Russ had the fumble
did
that led
see
to a
that.
touchdown.
I did. He was screaming at him.
He does not care that he is Russ Wilson Diva Super Bowl quarterback winner. He doesn't care.
And I actually respect that. I don't care.
I do too.
I think that
treat them all
part-
the same.
Yeah, but I still think he's a fraud of a coach. And Mike said it when they had the post game with Saleh, right, at midfield.
Yes.
Told him stay humble.
Oh, he did? Yeah.
Well, do you remember in the offseason?
I
Sean
remember
Payton
the
made all
comments
those
he made about
comments.
Hackett.
You know what's funny is Hackett was a horrible coach.
He did a horrible job.
You know
He
what?
was horrible.
He was horrible, but if you're
You
a
don't say
fan
that.
of if you're a fan of karma,
This
Yeah.
coming from the man who says anything he
no,
wants.
that's why I'm saying. I'm glad he said that because when you're in a professional fraternity, and I kind of keep this with our fraternity, we're in a fraternity. There might be guys that I look at that have a lot of talent, that do a great job, and then there's other guys I look at that I think are hacks. But
Yeah.
I try to never go out and publicly on this forum say so-and-so's a hack.
Yeah.
Wait, so you're saying that I should not say Colin Cowherd's a fraud?
Yes, I am.
He's the most overrated person in the business. I shouldn't
Yes.
say that.
Now, mind you, I'm a personal friend of Colin, so that doesn't count.
But I actually like his stuff. I
No,
like some of
I
his
think
stuff.
Colin has figured out
he
how to build an empire by knowing what the audience wants.
Yeah.
And also, you have to figure out this sometimes, what they don't want and giving them that too.
I like
And that's
stuff.
Skip, and Colin used to ask me all the time. He and Skip didn't have a good relationship, but he knew that we did. And we would work out a lot together. And he would constantly ask me questions about Skip's psyche because he knew Skip cracked the code.
Yeah.
And Colin wanted to coattail that brilliantly. He's a
Yeah.
smart guy. And he was constantly asking questions about Skip, how he comes at certain things, what he decides to leave in the meeting room, and what he brings to TV. And Colin, I've watched him do it for the last 20 years, has deftly managed those landmines because that's what the business we're in is loaded with landmines. Say the wrong thing one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you lose both your legs and probably your voice.
That's right.
And so it's my rule. I don't kill other
we
guys in the
shouldn't do
business
it.
that do it.
I shouldn't do it
but
either. I
as
do
a
it
head
sometimes.
coach, it really bothers me when a head coach has something negative to say about another head
You
coach.
rarely see that.
You rarely see
Yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
especially to that degree. He put an exclamation point. He put 10 exclamation points behind it.
Yeah.
The worst coaching job ever. Not just one of.
Yeah.
And that's including Charles Frederick Kitchens. Frederick Charles Kitchens
Now,
in that.
you got to think about it.
And
like,
Hugh Jackson.
when
And Pat Shermer.
Freddie was even worse.
what Stefanski did with Joe Woods. Joe Woods was out of here. Should have been out of here 3 years ago. But you know what he did? He didn't embarrass him in front of his peers.
Exactly.
He said, "I'm gonna let you finish it out."
And by the way, when Jim Schwartz came in, he probably looked at the tape
was like,
and he
"Ugh."
probably
Yeah.
mumbled under his breath or maybe to his players, "Holy cow, this was colossally bad."
By the way,
but he never said
When
it.
you
By the
don't,
way,
when you
for the
don't
record-
say anything, guess what happens? You get another job.
For the
That's
record,
true.
Joe Woods' defense played great yesterday.
I know they did, but after not playing so great against.
But they've Baker's the only quarterback that's done really well against them
And
this year. Their
I-
defense has played pretty well so far this year.
They have. They've been
Yeah.
very good.
Hey, different coaches jive with different teams.
Different